You open your eyes, but there's a problem. Today is your last day alive, and you're a samurai in the Sengoku period. Dawn light seeps through the cracks in the rice paper walls of your modest home. The tatami is cold beneath your back. You know exactly what awaits you today. A battle in the morning, seppuku ceremony in the afternoon. Simple as that. 32 years following orders to the letter. And it only took leaving one enemy alive a single time for your lord to decide your head needs to roll. Well, technically you'll be opening your own belly, but it's the spirit of the thing that counts. You get up, and your first thought isn't about death or honor. It's about how your back hurts. Sleeping on hard floors your entire life takes its toll, but complaining would be dishonorable. Everything is dishonorable. Breathing wrong is probably dishonorable. Your wife is already awake, preparing what she knows is your last morning meal. Rice, miso, dried fish. Same thing as always. She doesn't look you in the eyes. That would be too much emotion. And emotion is weakness, and weakness is, you get the pattern. You eat in silence, while she cries silently with her back turned. The rice is tasteless. Or maybe it's you who's lost the taste for living. I wouldn't know. You put on your armor piece by piece, each metal plate tied with cords that your fingers know by heart. It's 15 minutes of tedious process to basically become a human sardine can. The armor smells of old sweat, dried blood, and regrets. Mostly regrets. You fasten the metal mask to your face, the one with the furious expression that's supposed to intimidate enemies. But today just makes you look constipated. Your sword rests on the wooden stand. You pick it up with reverence, because that's what you do. It's sharp enough to cut silk in the air. You tested it yesterday. You'll need all that precision today, twice. First to cut other people's necks, then to cut your own belly. Versatility is important in a career. The sun begins to rise as you leave home. Your wife and children bow deeply. You don't look back. Looking back would be sentimental, and sentimentalism is for poets and cowards. You're a samurai, you're a killing machine with an impossible moral code and back pain. The battlefield is an hour's walk away. You go with 40 other samurai from your clan, all marching in silence, because casual conversation before potentially dying would be inappropriate. The weight of the armor makes your shoulders burn. The helmet squeezes your forehead. You're sweating before the fight even begins. Glamorous. You arrive at the field where the enemy clan is already positioned. About 60 men. The odds aren't in your favor, but that's never stopped anyone from dying trying. Your commander shouts something inspirational about honor and ancestors. You've heard this speech 150 times. It's always the same thing. Honor, duty, glory, death, in that order. Then it begins. The chaos is immediate. Men running, screaming, dying. You enter autopilot mode, that mental state you developed after your 10th battle, where your body acts and your mind just observes, somewhat bored. Your sword finds the first neck, clean cut. He falls. You don't even register his face. Second opponent. Thrust to the abdomen. He vomits blood on your armor. You're more irritated about the cleaning you'll have to do later than the life you just took. Third, fourth, fifth. You're very good at this. Too good. 32 years of daily training, hundreds of battles, thousands of hours practicing the same movements. You're a masterpiece of violence, and you're absolutely bored. Each death is the same as the last. Cut, bleed, fall, next. It's like harvesting rice, but the rice screams and has families. A young soldier, can't be more than 16, stares at you terrified. He holds his spear with trembling hands. You could kill him in your sleep, literally. You've done it before. Your sword moves, and the boy falls, clutching the deep cut in his chest. It'll take a few minutes to die. You feel nothing. You should feel something. Pride, maybe. Remorse. Anything. But there's just emptiness where normal human emotions should be. The battle continues. You kill 7 more men. Or was it 8? You've lost count. All the faces blend into a red paste of wasted humanity. The ground is slippery with blood, and other things I'd rather not detail. The smell is iron, shit, and death. You're covered in blood that isn't even yours. And then you see it. An enemy soldier, wounded, dragging himself away from battle. He looks at you with pleading eyes. He's the same age as your oldest son, and something in you just breaks. You lower your sword. You let him crawl into the bushes. Live another day. Have another chance. Your commander saw. Of course he saw. Nothing goes unnoticed when you have 40 pairs of eyes judging your every move. The battle ends. You won. 38 enemies killed, 22 allies lost. Statistics, numbers. People who were something to someone are now just fertilizer for the rice field nearby. Back at camp, you clean your sword. The ritual is almost meditative, wiping the cloth across the blood, checking for damage to the blade. It's perfect, always is. You take better care of it than you do of yourself. A samurai's priorities. Your commander calls you. You already know what's coming. You disobeyed the code, he says, as if it's news. You let an enemy live, showed weakness, dishonored the clan. You want to ask how many of the 38 you killed today compensate for the one you spared, but that would be arguing, and arguing is disrespectful. You just bow. Seppuku at sunset, he declares. You nod in agreement. What else would you do? The following hours pass in a strange fog. You bathe, wash off the blood from battle. The water stays red for a long time. You put on your white ceremonial kimono because dying has a dress code. Apparently, you write your death poem. 3 lines about honor, duty, and the emptiness of existence. You're no poet. It comes out generic, but no one's going to criticize you for it after you're dead, so whatever. The sun begins to set. It's time. You kneel on the white tatami, prepared especially to absorb your blood. How considerate. Your kaishakunin, the guy who'll decapitate you after you disembowel yourself, is positioned behind you. He's your best friend of 20 years. He's not happy about the situation, but orders are orders. You pick up the tanto, the ritual knife. It weighs less than your sword, but feels like it has the weight of your entire failed life. You open your kimono, exposing your abdomen. The evening breeze is cold on your skin. You position the blade. Your final thoughts aren't deep or poetic. You think about the lunch you won't eat tomorrow, about the way your wife cried this morning, about the boy you let live. Will he tell stories about today? Will he say a samurai showed mercy? Probably not. He'll probably lie and say he fought heroically. You cut. The pain is unbelievable, like someone lit a fire inside your guts. You pull the blade horizontally, as protocol demands. Each millimeter is pure agony. You hear your own muffled scream. Everything is red. Everything hurts. You see your own entrails starting to spill out and you think, well, that's grotesque. Your head falls before you can complete the vertical cut. Your friend did his job. Quick, clean, merciful, and it's over. I watch your headless body collapse onto the blood-stained tatami. 32 years of perfect discipline, hundreds of lives taken, a code of honor followed religiously, all discarded because you had one moment of humanity, a single moment where you chose compassion over duty, and it killed you. I end your story here with a reflection. Tomorrow, the sun will rise again. There will be other battles, other samurai, other senseless deaths. The cycle continues. It just doesn't continue for you. Your clan just lost their best warrior because he committed the unforgivable crime of letting someone live. The irony would be funny if it weren't tragic. But hey, at least you died with honor, right? Right? Well, for everyone else, it starts over. For you, let's just say your next schedule is much quieter.